Good evening, class. My speech today, my persuasive speech, is it's about politics. The point that I will make is that politics is good. It's important, and they're very too important to be left or entrusted to politicians. But if you become involved with politics, does that make you a politician? No, not necessarily. It means involvement in the community. It means standing up as a citizen along with other citizens in helping make new laws, new policies that are going to be beneficial for everyone in the community. Every time I think about politics, I think about there's this great film out there called A Man for All Seasons, and it's about the life and times of Thomas More. If you get a chance to check it out, I really recommend it. Thomas More at one point was a counsel for the King of England, and he was very well known for being a very ethical man. If he backed it up, people believed in it because of the type of person that he was. And there is a situation that the king at the time finds himself in. He's trying to divorce his current wife, and he's looking to remarry again. He's trying to get an heir for the throne, and he's having a hard time with it, with his wife, Catherine, at the time. Thomas More is being asked by the chancellor, along with the rest of the committee that counsels the king, on what steps to take to get this done. The important thing is, it deals with having to change the mind. Of course, at that time, in order to get a dispensation for a divorce from the Pope. And Thomas More is called upon by the Chancellor of England to come to his office, and he goes up there from home, and the Chancellor is debating with him and asking him why won't he come around to the rest of the group and as an entire group support the plan that they all have. And Thomas More says he doesn't support it because he does not feel it's right. The Chancellor tells him what important things can come about, that England needs an heir, and that this act would actually bring about peace. If not, people would be vying, once the king dies, to be the next heir to the throne. So, that could mean war within the kingdom. So he's asked why you as a Council of England can obstruct those measures for your own private conscience. And Thomas More says, well, I believe when a statement forsakes their own private conscience for the sake of their public duties, they lead their country by a short route to chaos. Indicating that when a man or a woman believes in what they're doing, and they don't give in to the group mentality for the sake of just doing something. If your intent is to do good things should come from it. Now, politicians in general will have their own agenda, and they will also be influenced by outside sources that have their own personal agenda. These influences can come through in the form of campaign financing, support for other projects that the politician might have, and this usually creates a conflict of interest. As citizens, we need to become more involved, so that the only interest involved in the decision making for new policies for the country, it is important that we become involved, so that the other interests that are trying to find their own agenda on the ballots are removed. And it should be the interests of the citizens and not the interest of corporations that go ahead and define where America or any country is going to be headed with their laws or their policies. They usually say that when a new president comes in, a new policy change occurs. But if you look back several decades now, whether the politician or the president comes from whatever party, whatever policy the former president was pushing forward is still pushed forward by the next administration. So it kind of lets you think, well, there's really no change. There's no change to what we vote for. Voting is very important. But sometimes we're left to choose from the lesser of two evils. So therefore it's important for citizens to come forward and bring about their own ideas and their own agendas to where they want the country to go. If it wasn't like that, if citizens did not become involved, then there would be a lot of changes that have happened in the past that we wouldn't see anymore, or wouldn't have happened. For instance, citizens came together for women's suffrage. Marches were done, and eventually women got the vote. Migrant workers got together, along with help that they received from outside sources, to establish better working conditions for them. Equal treatment and equal opportunity was brought about in the 60s through the strife of the civil rights movement, where different people of all kinds came together so that every human being could be treated the same. So when it comes down to it, politics is very important. Too important to be left to politicians. And it's time that we as citizens understand that and become more involved. Thank you.